Alright, I think I found the right button there. Sorry. Was getting sorted. Hello there, beautiful pixels. Hope you're having a lovely Thursday night tonight. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Longhorn Gamer. Half Dog. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Half Dog. I'm doing just peachy keen, as Merely Adequate likes to say. So glad that y'all are here tonight. Hope everything is going great. We are sorry, I'm getting I'm like behind a little bit because I was getting ready to stream and then I got a ping on my phone that said one of the servers databases ran out of disk space. And I was like, oh, I probably should fix that, huh? Should probably fix that before I start screaming. So, that is fixed. The job I had running is now working all right again, and I'm ready to go. D Foster, welcome, welcome, welcome over there on YouTube. I hope you're all having a lovely Thursday night tonight. We're going to be here on Truly Bedrock here tonight. And I don't know if we're going to, like, be building a whole bunch, because, like, we're done. We're done. Everything here is done. So I think what we're going to do is, I think tonight might be our last night here on Season 6. Maybe. Give or take. We'll see. We'll see. But we're going to go around. We're going to take care of all the end of season stuff we need to do. We're gonna clean up around town, make sure all of our shops and whatnot are in tip-top condition and shape, and just kind of enjoy the last couple of hours here on the server tonight. So that's what the plan is. My goal is to not get pinged by pager duty again. And if I do, I'm just going to ignore it because I'm gonna be hanging out with y'all instead. So the other thing that I would like to do is, one, find out where ye Minecraft launcher went. Yeah, Longhorn, you got it. You got it. You understand. You understand what's going on. Oh, boop, hit the wrong button. Hit the wrong button. Yeah, I tried to launch Minecraft Java and it crashed because I want to get a little bit of some cinematics while I'm here. And if I can't get the Minecraft launcher to work, then well, then we'll have we'll figure out some other stuff, I guess. What is the launcher saying? The launcher is giving me an error for Java. It is saying something went wrong. This game is already, well, no, it's not. No, the game's not running. You're wrong. You're wrong. You're wrong, Minecraft. Launcher? Minecraft? Huh. Gotta find the good old Minecraft in, well, in Task Manager, and I was gonna give it the old axe, but, Minecraft? Gaming services? Launcher? Well, launcher crashed for Minecraft Java, so no cameras, I guess. No cameras. We'll do, I guess, some other stuff then. That's weird that I can't launch that. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, Longhorn, well, no, it's telling me what's wrong. It's saying, the Minecraft launcher is already, it's already running. I'm like, but no, you're not. You're not in Task Manager. You're not running. You're wrong. I'm right. You're wrong. You're the computer. Do what I say. That's what we say to all of our LLM prompts when the time comes. Average Corn Dong, welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, so we're going to start over here. We're actually going to start, like, far, far away. We're going to go through the portal. And you know what I'm going to do? When we get there, I'm just going to press the record button. And we're going to be recording all of the things. That's the plan tonight. There we go. The Nether takes a while to load on TBS 6. If it takes this long on your local worlds, I'm sorry. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Like, talk about spawn camping, right? That's not kind. That's not kind at all. You broke my... You broke... I'm here. Here I am, going to clean stuff up. And what happens? A ghast ruins everything. Typical. Typical. I can't wait till we bring you all the overworlds. Okay, that's just gonna be it. That's just gonna be the way that it is. Apparently, someone has tinkered with that. We'll come back to this cornucopia of disasters here in just a little bit. If you didn't notice, by the way, I believe Merely Adequate spent a good period of time cleaning up this. So, the dome. It is now domed in here. Oh, wait, hold on. Whoa, shaky. Whoa. Was that shaky for you too? 2 streams. Oh, that was shaky. That was shaky, shaky, shaky. Okay, hold on. The camera account's freaking out. So, Allie, stop. Just stop. Stop freaking out. There. You can disappear. Great. Okay. Let's go find our bed. And I think what we're going to do tonight is we're just going to take a walk through memory lane, clean up some stuff that we need to do, and just hang out and have fun. That's what the plan is. Yeah, that was really shaky, wasn't it? That was really, really shaky, wasn't it? Okay. Control stick away. Eat some food. Eat some food. And then the helmet can be off for this conversation, I think is what we're going to do. You try to get everything set up, and then, you know, things just don't work the way that you expect, huh? Ain't that just life? Ain't that just life? Allie, actually, you need to be over here. There we go. Cool. All right. So, we're going to spend a little bit of time recapping. We'll clean up inside of a couple places. And, yeah, and then we'll just do what we need to do. So, first things first. When this season started, I was new here. This was all this was new. Like, this was new season for Alaydriem. New season, new everything. Oh yeah. How about we go to widescreen too? That will actually help. I was the big newbie, so I felt like I needed to impress people. And well, as you can see, I don't know whether it paid off or not, but I did have this beautiful build done first. Not intentionally to shame Zloy, but because I wanted to, I guess, prove that I was capable of doing stuff, because I'm very, very self-conscious about that. We'll start, however, by going down here where I keep my extra camels and Zloy keeps his secret dungeon. Yeah, I was trying to get someone's attention. And as retribution for building this, Zloy decided to start his dungeon quest here, which the books are now empty, by the way. And he placed a knot basement underneath my basement. Which is a thing in of itself, and somehow a camel got down here. I don't know how a camel got down here. I don't know how camels get down. I don't know how any mob gets down here, because there is no active waterway. It is a mystery to me how the camel got in here. So, in the world download, when the time comes, just know that there's a camel down here, and he's waiting for you. There is no more of these books. However, when the world download is ready, what I'll do is I'll have a couple of the items that are really useful to get around the server, and I will have them not placed in here, probably placed inside my main base over here, just up here. My home. And that way you can get everything that you need without needing to necessarily worry about, you know, how you're going to get into places. Yeah, so that's my knot basement. That's my knot basement. One of the first things that we did on the server, though, before getting all this and gathering all the wood, was gathering all of these absolutely luscious and gorgeous camels right here. We started with one, and then someone brought me another one. Like, I think Adequate brought me another one, and then Moss tried to... They tried to fight for my love and adoration. So these are the 2 camels, and as a result of 2 camels being here, there is quite a lot of camels scattered across the server right now. There's quite a lot of them. I've managed to corral, I think, 4 of them. 1, 2, 3, 4. But there's more. There's a lot more just kind of wandering around. So if you ever just see a camel around the server, yeah, grr, they're here. They're here. And it's not my fault they're here. People just like breeding camels and placing them all over the server. It is not my fault that people have no impulse control. People were just vying for my love and attention, and that's why we have camels here on Truly Bedrock Season 6. Oh, why did I got stuck there. There's slime here. There's slime here. I think I was showing someone how to make a slime launcher for their elytras and thunderstorms. That's not really relevant to absolutely anything. The other thing that we have over here, though, is everyone's dog. At the beginning of the season, we tried doing a little skit with, yes, this is a black dog you can sell because it's name tagged. That's a spotted dog, pale, yeah. At the beginning of the season, there was a competition in order to gather all the dogs here on the server, all of them, and try to get one of every breed. Because if you remember when the season started, everyone wanted one of every type of dog. So we ended up gathering all of them, and then everyone brought all their dogs over to me. Ron Bent, welcome in, Raiders. Hope you're all having a lovely night tonight. Welcome. We're just doing a little recap of Truly Bedrock Season 6 for us, cleaning up some stuff that we need to around the bases that we have made, the builds, and just kind of cleaning up some stuff. So that's the idea tonight. Ron Bent, welcome in. Hope your stream was doing well. If you have time, feel free to tell us how things went. If you have to dine and dash, run and gun, that's totally okay, by the way. But I'd love to hear what's going on. Cathedora, so nice to see you again. Tanar, Nav, welcome, Raiders. Puggy, I miss you, Puggy. So nice to see you in chat. Flying around the server, getting ideas for mini games. Hey, that's a nice thing to do. That's always fun to do. Puggy misses me too. My life is complete. My life is complete now. I feel so much better. I feel so much better tonight. Okay, not gonna get all weepy. I'm keeping it together. Yeah, so we were just talking. We had just started. So very first build here on Truly Bedrock Season 6 was our starter house, which for the most part ended up being our main house for the entirety of the season. Because I have commitment issues apparently and don't want to live in any of the places I built, even though every place has a place to live in. Julie, Night Sky, welcome in. So nice to have you in here. So nice to see you again. Hope things are doing well. Yeah, so we built this, and from here we kind of just tried to set up all the paths while everyone was working on all of their bases. When we were starting things, these kind of rugged paths here existed, and then Zloy had not yet started work on his, I guess, haunted zombie forest. Does someone know what his theme? I thought this was kind of like a haunted Halloween forest in the middle of June. Hey Zeroed, welcome in. Yeah, he's done a wonderful job. None of this existed. This is all pretty new though. So when we were starting over here, it was kind of just JC's head. It was just JC's big head right here. And our base. And then slowly kind of everything started to pop up. Adequate's yurt, of course. We'll get to the TB6 sign. We come inside here, though. I had made a commitment this season. And that was to not build a basement. So as you can see here, I have a nice open foyer. I have a nice big old open room up here. There is a whole bunch of redstone-y stuff behind here that powers all these lights. So if you want to tinker around with stuff when you get the world download, you can turn these lights on and off. It'll be lots of fun. I do have some secret storage kind of scattered in behind here. I think all of my starter gear is in here. I have a backup. This was my first shulker box before we went on an endless death spree. And then we finally got everything that we needed, and then we were kitted out of netherite. Once we were kitted out of netherite, we never died again. I don't think I have any secrets in here. This is just kind of all stock pretty stuff. But this is my bedroom where I kind of hung out at. And we had a nice balcony for the longest time that kind of looked over absolutely everything. Hey there, Moss Logic. Welcome. Nice to see you again. Yes, Julie, yes. Zloy's Haunted Forest. Yeah, that's all Zloy. That is all Zloy. Autumn Forest. Yeah. We do have also, Alaydriem. He was trying to make this thing happen where, like, we had a conjoined name, and no one picked it up. No one picked it up. But, he brought us this adorable little Alay, and he's just been hanging out here forever and ever and ever. So yeah, so there's another little secret that's kind of hanging out over here. No, Axie Zero, I'm good. It never started. That's the thing. So, and I don't want it to start. I don't want it to start, to be totally honest. Yeah, so this was the starter base. This is where everything started here on the season, and from here, things kind of went up. For those who are wondering, I committed to not having a basement, but I didn't consider this to be a basement. It was kind of just like a crawl space because it was only 2 blocks wide. I realize that it's kind of like a basement, but I really never used. I just kind of dumped a whole bunch of storage in here. Believe it or not, this is my entire storage system for the entire season. Everything I own, except for the 900 shulker boxes I have scattered across the server, is here. And I know that seems like a contradiction, but it's not. It's not. Everything I own is here. So, plenty of valuables, plenty of iron. Almost everything is still kept at a farm. Tree's done! Yes! Moss Logic, I'm proud of you, brother. I'm proud of you. I am proud of you. Well done. Yeah, so, like I was saying, all of the storage that we have here, this is everything that I've used this entire season. You are more than welcome when the world download comes out to kind of take it. If you're wondering how much redstone I have, the answer is a lot. Apparently, I didn't use as much redstone as I thought I was going to. All of these shulker boxes, 9, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22 shulker boxes worth of redstone blocks is in here. You are more than welcome to have at it. I thought that I was going to use a whole lot more redstone and be like more technical this season, and I went more artistic. So I definitely know for next season, I don't need to generate as much. I don't need to generate as much. Took so long and only got 3. Yeah, they do take a while. For those who don't know, Moss Logic has his lovely. We'll go there. He has his absolutely lovely, gorgeous. It's an Arabian. It's Arabian Nights, right? Like that's what it is. When I think of Aladdin every time I go there, beautiful mosque-like structure, beautiful arches. And I gave him the structure pack for the 2 palm trees that I built for Rogue Fox, and he's saying that he just got 3 in. Yeah, it does take a while. They are big boys. They are big boys. Arabian, Moroccan. Yeah, that's I couldn't find the word, but yes, Moroccan is probably the better term. Yeah, land of 1,000 arches. Yeah, it is an awesome base. Moss, you did really well this season. Yeah, so if you're looking for other stuff in here, I do have a collection of spare shulker boxes and kind of just everything else in here. There's really not much to this base because I only come here to grab stuff, then I immediately leave. Excuse me, cord, you're in my hand. Sorry, got a cord here. Hello. And if you're also like me, where you forget that you have trapdoors to open doors for you, yeah, sorry. Oh, who are you, gorgeous? Do you belong... Why are there horses here? Do you two belong to someone? Did someone come here and, like, give us a whole bunch of horses? I'll add you to the zoo. I'll add you both to the zoo. I don't know who added you, but you are now part of the exhibit. You're now part of the exhibit. Yeah, so as a little bit of a joke for anyone who is unfamiliar, people have dumped all their animals over here at my base. So all of these dogs here, they are not mine. They are not mine. They're Moss Logic's and many other people. One camel is all that I claimed, and now I have a whole bunch of other things. So those horses will just be here as part of the exhibit. One last thing over here that I tried to do. Yeah, it's basically a petting zoo over here now. That's more or less what it is. You're right. That's absolutely it. Yeah, so one of the things I tried to do that I carried over from when I was on both what is now Farlands and then Lore and Legends when I came over is try to bring in a lot of this terracing. I didn't actually do, I don't feel like I did a good job with the terracing on this. I definitely built kind of like a hedge garden, like kind of just a hedgeway. I think I've done better terracing in the past, but you know what? I really just kind of wanted this to be where it is. And somehow I grabbed the center spot that goes right down the path. I had a couple ideas for this path here, but I didn't want to intrude too much because sometimes when you build along paths, you take away from what other people are building. So I kind of just left this for the way it is and then kind of let everyone else do whatever they needed to do, which I think is, for a large portion, the right thing to do. Let's sleep and make it day real quick, shall we? But my base, well, no one's at my base, Mons. No one's at my base. All right, let's head over here and talk about a couple other things over here now. As you can see here, we use this sign quite religiously at the start of the season. We were having difficulties with people buying things from our shop, so we used adequate sign to basically force people to tell people. And I'm going to be honest, I think that this was pretty effective. I wish that other people would have taken advantage of the sign a little bit more. But for a marketing thing, this worked very, very well. I am very, very happy with how effective this marketing was. Liara, welcome in. Hope you're doing well tonight. We're just kind of talking through our stuff that we did here on Season 6, just kind of recapping, and then anything that we need to button up and clean up, that's what we're going to do. That's what our kind of dealio is right now. Yeah, so welcome, welcome, welcome. Hope you're having a lovely night. Yeah, we were just saying, this sign here, effective marketing. When people didn't know where to buy books, you know, we said buy books, and I put my face up there, and people knew that they could go to the pretty build. When people didn't know where to get redstone, you know, same thing, buy redstone. And then at this point, I didn't really have anything else to sell, so I couldn't figure out like what to sell for everything else. So yeah, it was kind of it. That was kind of it. But our next build here on the server was the bookshop. It was the bookshop. So when this was built, the only thing that was built over here was Zloy's kind of log stump that he had built. And I had already built and planned this. And so there was an idea kind of at the beginning of the season where everyone would stack on top of Zloy's build. And I guess it's my fault that we didn't all do that because I built this like the next day. So sorry, Silent, because that probably bothers Silent more than anyone. But I wanted to build this because I already had it built and it was kind of on my plan list. And I didn't feel like it would look good on top of the log. So if you, just a quick little recap. This building right here, the lore behind this was that we had taken, there was a movie theater somewhere. And this was the gallery. So if you know those old-fashioned movie theaters where they have like the stand-up marquees, that's what this is supposed to be up here in the front. And then we took kind of just the foyer of the movie theater. All the rest of the movie theater got torn down, but we managed to reclaim it. And then here it is right here. And it's gotten a little cramped here in the shopping district now. But I tried something new with the roof, and this is one of my favorite roofs, I think. I don't, like, the marquee is cool and fun and all, but I really like this copper, moss, and then some of this, whatever block this is. The when the mobs die on it, it turns into a block. I don't remember what this is called. It's not creaking. It's something. But I really like the way that this turned out. It gave it kind of like a dark tone that I didn't quite expect when I was building it. But I really, really like it. I think I might build a roof like this in the future. Just because I think it looks really cool, and I'm very, very happy with it. Skulk. Thank you, Zeroed. Skulk. That's an easy word for me to say. We also started our foray into tree building. These are two that I had kind of, like, taken from somewhere, and I've been open about that. We kind of use this as, like, our pretty trees for the first start of the season. These right here are just kind of, like, regular stock trees. There's nothing pretty about them. Yeah, but Moss and I, we had an agreement with this shop that since we both had villagers, we were going to be responsible for keeping it well stocked. And we did a pretty good job this season. I mean, if you look here, all of these books are stocked. They are still stocked toward the end of the season, except for Respiration. It looks like we finally ran out of Respiration 3. And then there's like, I think there's only like one book that people cared about that we didn't have in stock, and that was, I don't remember what it was. It was a book that clearly no one's cared about it because, you know, we don't have it here. But I am very, very proud of Moss Logic and I because we kept this bookshop stocked the entire season. There is no, like, secrets in here. There's, like, a few things that I've junked. The only, like, real secret in here is the roulette books, which is, it is what it is. So you just pick a book, and whatever book you get, it is what it is. So there's some, like, wild ones in here, like Soul Speed 3. Maybe you care about that. Maybe you don't. I just kind of had that stocked here. I don't know if people kind of treated this honestly or not. Well, that was weird. The idea is that you would take the book, pay the diamond, and you'd get what you get. It's not that you were, like, put the book back. I don't know if anyone treated this honestly. I don't have, like, a camera set up in here or anything. But I'd like to think that they did, because there is some good books in here. And then there is, like, some of these books in here, like some of the more expensive ones that we kind of threw in. Which really, I guess, is Respiration. I think there's a few Respiration books in here that are 1 diamond, so you could get a really good book. You could get, like, a maybe not so good book. Maybe there's a book you didn't care about, like Lore. You know, it is kind of it is what it is. So that was kind of like the fun little thing that we did here. Again, I don't know if people treated this honestly or not. I don't think I ever saw a sale from this and had to restock it, so my guess is no. But hey, it is what it is, just like the sign says. I was at some point going to, like, kind of build like a coffee shop back here, but ultimately I decided not to, and then this kind of area turned into this ugly cyan nightmare grass that drives me absolutely crazy. Warped wart block. I mean, don't get me wrong, it looks good. I'm gonna have a roof for this, but at this point I was like, I don't want to deal with it. I don't want to build a shop here. So, you know, it is what it is. See, I'm trying to figure out, like, where we should go next. I think we should go, like, kind of in the order that we were building things. Which I guess the next thing, we'll talk about that. We'll talk about that real quick, and then we'll go to the Gundam. Because that's kind of like the order of things at the moment. So, in October, for the Halloween contest, Adequate set up a lovely little contest where everyone would basically build a statue. And for Halloween, I decided to build a Creaking. And for some reason, I won, which to me is weird because I don't think that was a very good Creaking, but I won. So Adequate did us a really kind favor, and he moved that thing right here into town square, well, the outskirts of town, so that everyone has to suffer it together. I guess that's what it was. He wanted everyone to suffer the fact that that build existed. I don't know. But speaking about over here, before we get to the Gundam, because the Gundam's a little bit fun. By the way, I think the bookshop's good. I think the bookshop is really kind of tidied up. A couple other things over here before we kind of, like, go around. This is Liara's, we had a community iron farm over here, and you need a book to get in. I have mine inside of my special shulker here. But basically, you just drop the book, or you pay, like, some odd amount of diamonds. I don't remember. This will open up, and you can go trade here. I will say that this was very convenient at the start of the season. It was very, very convenient having this because I was able to go here and basically double dip on my iron farm and her iron farm, which was very, very nice. Very, very nice and convenient. Yeah, it's like 35 diamonds. I'd read the book, but the book with the instructions is gone. Hey, Liara, if you're here, if you're listening, before the season ends, you should fix your book that's on here so that the peeps know in the world download what they need to do to get in. I'm sure someone will ping her. This is kind of like all new. For those who don't remember, where is the entrance to this pig? Oh yeah, over here. We did play a prank on Silent. This is my only thing. This is like the only prank I've ever done, and it isn't deadly if you're wearing armor, but it is annoying. So we dragged a Zoglin all the way up here and completely ruined all of Silent's potential sales. That was fun. That was fun. We also have over here, Slacks. Well, it was red and now it's blue. It's confusing because things change color. Yeah, it's confusing. Oh, this was way before. This is way before. I mean, well, hold on. We'll get to the other pranks. We'll get to the other pranks. But like, that's the only prank I played on silent. I try to minimize my pranking this season because, well, I'm there may be frenemies on this server now. But yeah, this is probably the bane of my existence right now because shulker boxes, 3 diamonds each. I mean, Slack took us to town on diamonds on this. Between this and Rocket Shop, holy cow, the whole server was broke and Slack was making money off of us. I did end up making my own little shulker farm, but like shulker shells, 1 diamond each. 1 diamond each for a shell, not for like he said for like per shell, not per stack, but for each. Yeah. We were taken to town on that. So I did end up making my own shulker farm, but I do remember fondly, maybe not fondly, coming to the shop many, many, many times to get shulkers because this was the only place you can get them till I get my farm set up. Where is the path? Yeah, so over here, I think we actually need to go back. When Adequate first started doing his No Game Show, which I know we all love and enjoyed, he said he needed a little bridge to kind of go over to it. So I pulled my signature moves out, my signature dancing shoes, and I built him just like a little, I don't know, a little bridge that went across. He changed a couple of the colors at some point in order for his pack to work. But I was pretty okay with this bridge. He said he didn't want me spending a whole bunch of time on it, but I think it turned out pretty good. I think my favorite thing about this bridge, though, is this archway down here, which no one sees this, right? No one really pays attention to this unless you're looking at it, but this was like an unnecessary detail that I really liked. And there is, secrets hidden nearby, but I'm going to be totally honest, I don't remember where I put the secrets for this. So somewhere around here is something, but I don't know what it is, and I don't know where it is. Or if someone's found it, or if they've already claimed it. So if in the world download you find something secret, it's because I placed something down there. I don't know what's down there. I don't remember. Genuinely, I've forgotten. Genuinely, I don't know anymore. I hope I'm not wasting your time with that. But yeah, this is our cozy little bridge. I think this ended up all right. It's not one of my favorite bridges, but it's wide enough that it kind of fit the aesthetic that Adequate wanted, where he wanted a little bit of white, and he wanted it to kind of feel like it would really kind of connect to the No Game Show, which I did not do well at. I did very well during we recorded like a placing round. I did so well in the placing round, and then Adequate made all the questions hard for me. And that's my excuse about why I didn't do well. That's my excuse. Sorry, I'm talking a lot tonight. Talking a lot. Let's head over to kind of like the gaming district. Well, we're over here. This isn't the order that we did things, but we're gonna... Is this a parkour course? Boom. 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 We did it! First try! I become so much better at parkour. Yeah, so over here, and this isn't the order that we built things, but it's kind of like the way... Look, there's a camel right there. See, I told you, they're just everywhere. They're just everywhere. Like I said, this isn't the order that we built things, but it is something that we built. Did you redo Zloy's parkour house? I did not redo it, but I was one of the first people to get to it because I got the book. That's how you had to get the second book. We'll get there. It'll take me too long to redo it again, though. Yeah, so the next thing that we built around the time we built our gold farm was this pirate ship. And I will say, since this shop has kind of gone up behind it, I don't remember who built this. There's a red shop that sells red things behind this. These mangrove leaves really encroached a lot in a way that I wasn't expecting. It's not bad. It's just I wasn't expecting it. And it's kind of made the shape of the ship a whole lot harder to see. So if you don't, like, see this right away, I totally understand. Like, it doesn't look like a beach ship anymore. It just looks like kind of like an amalgamation of various types of blocks. But when the depth was still in the background, yeah, the red shop. Yeah. Jade and Ginfire. Yep. I'm working on names. Yeah, so when these trees weren't behind here, the depth was here. Basically what I did is I took a ship that I had, and I went into Java and used World Edit, and I tilted it like 15 degrees, and then just kind of like beached it a little bit, and I'm surprised it turned out as well as it did. We can go into the creative world, maybe a little bit, because it's just so hard to see. But the idea is that there was this pirate ship, somehow from the ocean, it got beached, and then it was here, and this is where all the gold was, because you know, pirates, this is where they keep all their gold. And unfortunately, I was late building this, so I only got a couple sales out of this because everyone decided to build their own gold farms at roughly the same time. Roughly the same time there. Yeah, it does. Yeah, for 15, it looks very good. We'll pop into creative probably, maybe in a little bit, and take a look at kind of like what it was supposed to look like. When the depth of field is there, it's good, but when the depth of field kind of went away, like the back of the ship looks good. This was interesting to do because like I had to swap out a couple blocks using like the soul sand in the back. It's an interesting decision. I don't know if I do that again, but it did kind of add the colors that I want. There is a couple of secrets over here that Longhorn knows about, but no one else found. I do have this book in here. And there is like a little mini parkour course. So there's a little poem in here that kind of tells you what you need to do. That was just kind of in there. I shared that with people, and I guess people didn't... After Zloy did a parkour course, no one wanted to do parkour ever again, right? So if you come up in here... Oh, yeah, see, like, in this, the trees, like, encroached quite a bit on the back. If you come up in here, there's a little path that you can get up to. If you jump up here, you jump on the rear mast. You can see there's these little glass blocks here. And I know this is possible, even though I will not be able to do it again, because I'm horrible at my own parkour course. But there's a little path that winds up here, and you can make it all the way up to the top of the mast. And I had this idea that there could be like a treasure hunt, and I'd have a series of treasures that this would lead to you to at various points. But between no one finding this and a couple other things that were kind of going on in real life that prevented me from doing the amount of builds that I wanted to do, this kind of like was just an idea that kind of went away. This is kind of like how it is sometimes on servers where if an idea doesn't take off and you're in the middle of making videos, you kind of just like have to not pursue it. Here, we'll move the camera count over here. Oh, I need to teleport it, don't I? Yeah, I mean, this is just one of those things. Hey, also, hello there on YouTube. Broken Bones, nice to meet you. Welcome, welcome, welcome in. We're just recapping Season 6 here on Truly Bedrock. Yeah, but this is just like one of the nuances of content creation. If an idea doesn't take off, sometimes you just have to not invest in it. And, you know, that's just... And I was okay with that because I had other things going on too. But this is a fun little parkour course if you want to give it a shot in the world download. I'm not going to be able to do it with my Alaydriem. It'll take me way too long. But the general gist is that if you can get up on this glass block right here, you can kind of like shimmy around this tree, get up on there, and then you can jump up these. They're supposed to be like the sail rigging. There's like a little way that you can get up there. There's some parkour tricks that I picked up from MCC or MCBC, which I was doing at the time. So there's like a couple of ladder jumps, which I am horrible at, which is why this is so difficult for me. But this is possible. I tested it quite a bit. It's just now I can't do it because I basically am not good at parkour. That's the long and short of it. But yeah, this was a fun little build to make. I really, really like this ship. I might want to do another ship in the future. This was a 3D model that I had basically taken and transformed into a voxel, imported it into Java, manipulated it, and then kind of brought it in, and then I kind of added my own flair to it. I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. At this point, I was still using this tree. Why can I not say these? This is a hard word to say. I was still using kind of like this one gray spruce tree, and then I had a different larger tree here in the background. I was trying this season before all my nonsense by the megalith to use structure a little bit more. so that I could build things on stream more reliably and not have to like stress out about what things were going to look like. For a while I was kind of recycling the same 3 trees, and you know, that was okay. That's okay. It's somehow the way it is. I will say, there are a bunch of mini games over here. If you have not played this, this is Connect 5, more or less. It's Connect Boom. So you have, each player will take like a stack of these. There's TNT, there's white blocks. Your goal is to get 5 in a row. If you have friends, play this game. This is a fun game to play because there's cool things that you can do with TNT. You can read the instructions here when you get the world download. I believe Genfire pulled this over from one of Slackville's servers. Let me see here. Destruction. So yeah, Helen and Amy. Amy is from the Slackville community. So yeah, this is a fun game to play. Make sure you play with as many people as you can, because playing with more people just makes it all the more chaotic, and you'll have a really good time. This is one of my favorite games. We have Connect 4 over here. Guess Who? I'm not really a fan of Guess Who. Another camel that's just wandering around the server. It's just the way things are. I think someone had a texture pack for this too, where like you could put signs up, and that would help. But yeah, I'm not really a fan of Connect 2, but Connect 2. Guess Who? Wow, there goes the words. Wow, I made you sad in one sentence. Why? Oh, because I said you have to play with a lot of friends. Oh, don't be sad. Find some people to play with. You can build this on your server. This is nice. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to make you sad. I didn't mean to make you sad. You can I mean, you can play by yourself, but it's just not as fun. It's just not as fun. All right, hold on. Gonna take a drink. Burning through my voice. All right. I do want to talk about like a couple of things up here. I will say, Deadpool and Wolverine. Wolverine and Deadpool, whenever that movie came out, Slack made this, and then someone made the dinosaur. I think that was Slack too. We had a lot of the, is it the voxel paintings, the voxel art? I'm not a huge fan of this. I'm not a huge fan of this, because it kind of like detracts a little bit from the skyline. Don't get me wrong, I enjoyed having this here, but I think one of the things I'm going to push for in Season 7 is to not have the voxel art everywhere. This is just kind of like me. I don't mind it. Yeah, it's very different being on a server with a lot of people, because everyone's kind of doing their own thing. So I'm glad Slack did it, but I'm not really a big fan of this movie is the problem. Just like, I didn't really care for the movie, and now I have to stare at it all the time. Yeah, so that went up kind of around the time that Deadpool and Wolverine came out. You know, it is what it is. It is the way. It is the way. Let's head over here to the Gundam. And Merely Adequate gets, I'd say, like 99% of the credit with this. This is the way. Yeah, that's not from that's wrong movie, right? It's like The Mandalorian, right? Yeah, so Merely Adequate gets the credit for this build. I just helped keep it stock and provide all the materials for it. But Adequate and I wanted to build a redstone shop together that would still all the kind of cool redstone components. So what he did is he went and he found a Gundam. He basically figured out how to do it. And he built this. And then after the fact, I kind of like distressed this side of it. So, you know, it looks like kind of like there's a burning scar back here. Like part of the horn has fallen off over here. Lots of really big distress on one side. This is where the buy redstone sign kind of came in. Sunflower, welcome, welcome, welcome. So nice to have you here. We're just recapping Season 6. Just doing our own little world tour here of stuff. Yeah, so this is the Gundam that Adequate and I built. If you come in here, the worst door ever, you have to hit a button and then not fall on through this. I hate this door. I'd burn this door down if I could, but we need to keep zombies out. And then on the inside here, we have, Adequate and I made quite a bit of sales in here. Fortunately, we had plenty of redstone to keep this shop stocked. And each one of these things here has quite the collection of silly things going on. So if you open these chests, like I think this is actually out of arrows, but that would have arrows that would shoot at it. This would just make an annoying sound. There's TNT underneath here that's blowing up. Here, I don't know if you can hear that. I'll be quiet. Yeah. So, like, down here, I kid you not, down here is a pit that goes hundreds of blocks down. It might go all the way to bedrock right now, and it's on each side, just where TNT has fallen. We were very, very careful messing around with this to make sure that it would not blow up the shop, because there were several occasions where we blew up the shop and had to put it back together again because we were just, we're so slightly off. Hey, let's fix this while we're here. Yeah, but each one of these things here, they have like a fun little gimmick to them. I'm not going to restock this for the creative world. That's just kind of not worth it. Oh, hello. Yeah, he's got like lots of little fun toys up here, like little mine carts. These guys will do a little dance. Actually, they're broken. They are broken. These guys used to do like a little dance every now and then. And then the most annoying like jingles ever. Yeah, that kind of drives me a little bit crazy. Yeah, this was a fun little shop to build. Somewhere in here, there's a way to get to the back rooms where we can restock everything. I never learned how, so I always fly in from the roof. But yeah, this is the Gundam shop that has all the redstone. And I think we did a pretty good job of keeping the server pretty well stocked with all the redstone supplies. I just picked up XP. Why did I pick up XP? That's crazy. That's crazy. Yeah, and the moon is blue, but we'll talk about let's talk about the blue stuff while we're coming over here. This is Jin's museum that has kind of all the server items in it. We weren't really involved in this at all, but if you come down here, boom, 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 and hit your head on every single item, I believe she has every single item in the game down here. There is a spot for the dragon egg. Someone is supposed to deliver that. These are all the ores. And then somewhere over here is a deep slate emerald ore. Oh. Yeah, right here. Although it looks like there's been an incident. It looks like there may have been a creeper that blew up behind here. I'm hope that Jin knows that and she'll fix it. But yeah, there's quite the collection of goodies down here. I'm not sure what the books are for. This really wasn't my thing. But if you want like the dragon egg and a collection of like kind of all the cool ores, that is all there. But speaking of odd collections about things, if you're looking for... this isn't mine, but you know, we'll show it off because we were in Adequate's yurt quite frequently. If you come down here in Adequate's yurt, he's got a hole in the floor. And in here, he has every single item in the game. Every single item, including a dragon egg. Which, somehow he cloned it. I'm not sure how he made a clone of it. But yeah, he has all the items in the game, and they're totally alphabetized. So if you're looking for something, he has every single item in the game. He did it. The Mad Lad did it. Gravity, block, dupe glitch. Yeah. Yeah, look at that. He's got every item in the game. So if you're looking for something down here, like, this is the place to go. I mean, that's his to show off. The only thing that's fun down here is it's totally non-functional gravity lift system, which, like, sometimes works. It sometimes works. But I never got it to work, so I always have to fly out. If you ever figure that out, let me know. When the video gets released, let me know. Because I never figured it out. Oh, server's going to restart in 5 minutes. Yippee-ki-yay, we're going fast. All right, let's talk about a couple things over here, because there is a few things that are fun over here. Oh, by the way, I never did this, the comment library. Should I do this? Should I have done this, folks? Over here, there's a comment library where everyone like had a spot where they could claim and then write down comments for their YouTube videos and make their own little space. I don't know. I never did this. Mainly because there's not a lot of comments on my videos. But if y'all think I'd get more comments on my videos by doing this, let me know, because I genuinely don't know. Did I even ever claim a spot? I don't think I did. I don't think I ever claimed a spot. Dude, I have no idea who this is. Who's Chizo MC Wizzos? Who is this? Is it the chicken? Is it the chicken? I don't know. Yeah, I wasn't sure about this because when I started TB, I wasn't getting a lot of comments on my videos and didn't want to do something that seemed a little bit forced. But that was kind of just me right here. We had a little gag, Adequate and I, where we built the world's ugliest shop. Probably the worst build I've ever built in my life, and I mean that genuinely. And then we literally blew it up to make it look like it fell into one of Zloy's holes. We were kind of trying to lean into one of the stories that Zloy was doing that he oh, is that you, Moss? You're Chizo MC? Okay, whatever. Whatever, brother. Yeah, so, Zloy was... We were trying to lean into Zloy was digging under town, and our builds were kind of falling into it. So Adequate and I built this house, and we tried to make it, like, into a gag. And then we cut to where this kind of had blown up. We placed all of this blocks in here. I know your Moss logic. That's why I was confused. That's why I was confused. Yeah, and then Adequate went and decorated this to really make it look like Zloy had been building it here. So all of this, just like, it doesn't lead anywhere. But I think he did a really good job of helping sell that this was kind of like a cave-in. So, like, we had, like, some shops over here to make it look like Zloy was building something. You know, like some part of the sewer system that Zloy has running through several of his builds. The staircase here. It's a really fun, like, little build that didn't go anywhere. But I think, you know, on a whole, I think it helps sell the point a little bit that this is, like, kind of like, this is what Zloy's doing. He's a mole living underground, making a mess of things, and we built right on top of one of the holes he had. And, well, that's why our build broke. That's why there's no build here right now. I will say, we made a gag of me trying to show Adequate how to build, and this house was horrendous. It was horrendous. We were like, if you can see here, like, this is the frame of the house, and for some reason, the frames just fell, like the roof frames just fell a weird way. We were trying to do something like with this wall to like decorate it, and we could not figure out how to get these patterned. Getting these patterned and oriented is so hard to do. We made a whole wall of it, and then we spent like an hour trying to figure this out. I kid you not. And then he immediately blew it up out of frustration. Yeah. Lots and lots of concrete. Yeah, it wasn't a pretty build. I learned a lot from this build. Namely, don't build builds like this ever again. I'll stick to my beautiful roof lines instead. Yeah. Yeah, it kind of is what it is. But moving over here, we do have one special shop. And this was the Meet Your Maker box. Which we only sold one of, but we got 250 diamonds out of it. And 58 string and 6 ink sacs, apparently. But the general purpose is that if you died, you could come over here, and it's basically a Did You Die box. You know, it has everything that you need. A leaf, a control stick, kind of everything you need. Some potions of fire resistance if you need to get your items back. A gapple, all enchanted items, just not netherite. And then probably the most important thing on the server is a power 5 dispenser. I don't know about you, but, you know, when it comes time to take care of business and get things done, you need a power 5 dispenser. Right? I mean, there's no beating around the bush around it. You need one of those power 5 dispensers. I think the gag with this is that, like, you could shoot arrows with this faster. Like, someone was complaining. I was trying to figure out. I'm trying to remember what it was, but someone had mentioned, like, oh, you could have a bow, and I was like, well, you could actually have this instead, and it shoots faster. It's not accurate, but it does shoot faster. So that was a little bit of fun. We did make one sale out of this. I don't remember who. It's kind of tucked away here in the corner, and the server's going to restart. So yeah, so that was kind of just like the story that we have going on there. Bye. Yeah, we got kicked from the server. It's not what you think. It's not what you think. It's just time. It's just time for the server to restart. Okay, that'll take a minute to go. So we'll just wait a little bit. Yeah, rude. While we're waiting, I do have something to show you. I do have something to show everyone. And I might want to add this to the server. I might request that this gets added. So I was trying to think of, like, some creative things that we can do to make the cinematography a lot better. One of the things that, you know, we have Flashback via Java. We can get our Java players to join. And so we're able to get some pretty good cinematics and stuff. But I was playing around the other day. And I found this lovely little mod, now that it's loaded in, that lets you set the camera angle. So for instance, this right here, it lets you have, it uses the built-in camera command, and you can do like cool stuff like this, where you have this offset rear camera position, and it has a whole bunch more of these too. And I think with the actions and stuff pack, this is actually, this is really, really cool. I might ask if we can get this on the server, because doing any type of camera stuff with this it's just incredible. Let me see if I can, there's a whole bunch of things here, but the one that I like probably the best is this place camera here one. So basically, you can set a fixed camera. Here, let's go back. They were all. Here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna come up here. I'm gonna set a camera right here, and you can basically set like a fixed camera. Oh, come on. A fixed camera. Where's the fixed camera? Where'd it go? Place camera here. Place camera here. And you just have like a fixed camera using the Bedrock thing. And then you can do like kind of all this stuff. And I think that like for cinematic purposes, this is absolutely amazing, because it's all just using the Bedrock camera command. Like you can do this with /camera. But this is just like a fun thing to do. You know, why am I testing that in the Nether? That's a fantastic question. What happens? I don't want to know actually what happens. I was recording something else in the Nether is why. Execute in overworld, run TP at S 165 0. Here we go. It has a bunch of other kind of fun camera modes to this too. So, the orbital one, this is kind of fun. So like, you know, while you're walking, you just kind of get, you know, just a nice little orbital camera that follows you. Let me see here. The other fun one, the top-down maze view is fun. So if you were like to build a maze, right, you could have them say, be in this camera, and then you have to walk around like this in order to solve a puzzle. And since this is all using like the default camera packs, the /camera command, I don't know, it's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. They also have like isometric cameras, which is just, they're a little bit weird, but yeah, this is what I have wanted forever. It uses the built-in commands. Everything about this is great. I'm gonna ask, because I just found this, I think, a couple of nights ago. You know, and it's great. And the static camera follow one is really cool too. So you set, like, this camera is fixed, but it's going to like look at where you are. So like if you're doing a cinematic where you're just kind of like walking and running away, you know, it'll just kind of follow you around wherever you're going. And I think that like this is a cool little like thing to have right here. I mean, yeah, it is what it is. I don't think that this is dark block. Here, let me check the settings on it. This is where I need to leave the world. But like doing this sort of thing, like as a free camera, I think it solves a lot of the problems with the bounciness of actions and stuff. So yeah, I just found this like a couple nights ago, and I'm going to be playing with this. I'm gonna probably ask that we get this to the server. This is more camera perspectives. It is by Dark Block. It is by Dark Block. Yeah, so this is on MCPEDL. You're right. This is Dark Block. But yeah, it's fantastic. It's fantastic. We do need to change the item so it's not the stick. But so it has to be like a name stick instead of a regular stick, but yeah. I have the next video I have that's coming out is going to be taking advantage of that. So there's your midstream excitement, midstream height. Okay, let's get this in. One of the issues, we have this pack too here. You see me do it. This teleports my camera account around with me. So what I basically do is I start up replay mod or flashback. And then from there, like I can be recording as long as I'm in render range. I can just kind of leave that there, and then I can just kind of do everything in post. But I would like to be using more of the Bedrock commands in the future rather than using the Java account. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see how things turned up. Yeah, but coming over here to Slack's shop, if you remember, Slack built, basically, he took an ocean monument and brought it over here to the surface, which I thought was really, really fun. So what Adequate and I decided to do was bring in a couple of Elder Guardians in here, which was a massive pain to do. But we did it. We brought 4 Elder Guardians in here, and we strung them up from the ceiling, and we made it so that anytime... Oh, wow, it's lightning. Thunderbolts and lightning. Very, very frightening. I don't have a bed. Genuinely, I don't have a bed. I hope someone sleeps. Who's on the server? Moss, sleep. Yeah, okay. There's lightning. Yeah, anyway, we brought Elder Guardians in here, and then we played around with, like, how long it would take. Thank you, Moss. We played around with how long it would take, and basically, if you walked in here with, like, out any armor, by the time you went to go shop something, they would snipe you, even with full armor. It was glorious. Up until someone came in here with thorns. And apparently Elder Guardians with their laser eye beams are vulnerable to thorns. And that's what killed them all. It was a fun little prank while it lasted. It was a fun little prank while it lasted. But, hey, it is what it is. And that brings us over here to the last thing in the shopping district. Which was the start of a storyline that I really didn't enjoy. To be totally honest with you. Maybe I'll talk about this a little bit, but yeah, so this started off like kind of as a gag. Alien had built like a little blue corner, and we started going around this discussion around like having like a little mini inner server conflict going on. And then US politics happened. So basically, the reason why none of this worked the way it did is because of U.S. politics. Yeah, U.S. politics, and then we're trying to stick with, like, the theme of us doing various colors throughout the season. So, you know, we had stream colors, then we thought, oh, we do, like, a color war. And, that's something that no. We nixed that idea right away. Yeah, so it kind of just ended up into this red versus blue war, or sorry, blue versus green war, where Moss Logic and I kind of escalated here, where we built this shop right here. And then someone had built an orange shop on top of it. I like how we changed this to blue and friends. That's definitely not what it said before. Where we have orange in here, and then Jill had come over here, and she had built her cyan shop. And we were doing, I think, pretty well, like, shop-wise, escalation-wise. And then Moss Logic and I decided to summon 4 wardens up in here. And there was a little bit of miscommunication. And there were a lot more deaths than there should have been. Makbar, welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for raiding your beautiful pixels over. How's your stream going, Makbar? Nice to see you. So glad that you could raid over. Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you have an opportunity, let us know what you're doing on the stream. But if you have to dine and dash, run and gun, raid and leave, totally get it. Totally get it. But I'd love to hear what was going on. Also, it didn't raid. My bot is a liar. My bot's a liar. Genuinely, I looked at that and was like, Makbar raided with 41 people. And I'm like, Makbar, you're knocking it out of the park. I can't read. God. So, by the way, thank you for subscribing for 4 months, Makbar. That's what I should have read, and I'm just illiterate, which is an ongoing gag that I have. Makbar, thank you for subscribing. Very, very kind. Appreciate it. Thank you. Oh, did it not auto shout out when he subbed? Okay. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I can't read. Between Adequate and I, we actually have one brain cell, and one of us is illiterate and the other one can't read. And there is a difference between that. So my ability to read is apparently compromised fully and completely. Yeah, my job here is done. Thank you, Sunflower. You're the best. You're the best. Yeah, so Moss and I, we escalated a little bit, and it was not appreciated in a way that we thought it was. As you can see here, there's still a hole. We brought 4 wardens up from the surface, and we did a good job of burying them, so, like, they couldn't move. They were stuck. They were nice and good and stuck. There was one stuck here, one stuck somewhere. We had another one stuck up on the roof here. And it was pretty obvious that there were stuff over here. So, like, you'd get the darkness effect, and you'd definitely be out of range. But there are definitely a couple people who casually walked into this and were, well, I think Genfire and Slack, let's just say that there's a couple people still not happy with us, despite our apology tour. So, yeah, Wardens, I think, are off the escalation in the future for Moss Logic and I. We did have a lot of fun, though, and I think in retrospect, there was a lot of laughs that the fact that this happened. But, yeah, I think between that kind of, like, escalating the way that it did and other stuff going on with U.S. geopolitics, yeah, the kind of, like, color conflict, it got dragged on for a little bit too long, to the point where it was hard to make a narrative out of it. Yeah, so this story, it didn't really go, I think, the way that people wanted to. There's a lot of stuff going on in real life, lots of stuff going on in the real world that make it hard to, like, follow up on the story. And we did, I don't feel like we did a good job with this collectively on the server, to be honest. But we did kind of, like, finish it, and there is a finale coming out for some people this weekend, or soon, I think. That's going to be, like, the Season 6 finale, and it's going to cover stuff with the moon. I was there, but I'll be upfront. I'm not going to release a video of it because you're going to see the same perspective from, like, 80 other different people. And I just know what my watch time is going to be on it. And YouTube is currently punishing me for not... I'm currently... YouTube hates me right now. So I'm not going to be publishing that, but feel free to check out kind of, like, anything else that people are doing. It's all the same story, right? But it's going to resolve the moon conflict that's going on here. Alien made the moon blue. We're going to fix it. Okay. Last build over here, I think. And this is one of my favorite shops. This is one of my favorite shops here. So one of the things I wanted to do was... Yeah, Longhorn, it's going to be a short. It's what it's going to be. It's going to be a short. I'm currently struggling to make YouTube videos due to real life conflicts. So I'm doing the best I can with what I can. Yeah, so anyway, we had this shop over here, and I really liked this shop. And then Alien owned all of this land over here, and he wasn't doing anything with it. It was just kind of undeveloped yuckiness, which was really, really sad. It was really, really sad. So I coerced him into giving me all the land, and we placed this shop here. And I'll have to say, this is one of my favorite shops of the season, especially designing this on stream. The roof here, I don't know. The roof is magical in a way that I didn't know that terracotta could be. I'll do my best, Longhorn. I'll do my best with what I can. I'll need to see if I can grab the footage. But, yeah, I was very, very happy with how this roof turned out. I need to land somewhere. If I die on my season recap, that would be horrible. I'm very, very happy with this build. I tried to, like, carry some of the elements over from this. We kind of have this brick interior and this really colorful roof that I really, really, really liked. I'm very, very happy about it. And we in this shop, we put all of Alien stuff that he was selling, and then kind of like a hodgepodge of everything else here. There are 2 entrances. One of this sort of this like marquee shop over here where you can just kind of like dive in. We have all the shulker shells we're selling. Try saying that 5 times fast. Shulker shells. There's a word I can't say. Totems. Alien's overpriced totems that you can get for cheaper by going up there. Elytras are in one of these barrels, which he's out of. Beacons, which we coerce Moss into dropping the price of. All of his frog lights, which I don't think anyone sold ever. And then kind of like a whole bunch of other like pop-up shop stuff. So, we have pots. We have iron. Spare iron here for days. Do we sell any of this iron? No. Pumpkins. Hey, we have a sale from a pumpkin. Oh, it's blue. A bunch of bone blocks. And then up here, we have a whole collection of kind of like other things up here. And I think this up here is kind of where the build really shines on the interior. It's just so... I thought that this build was just so magical on the inside. I really, really liked it. I really, really like it. I don't know what else to say with it other than it's nice. We do also have every color of wool here. A full shulker box of absolutely everything. Again, lack of marketing on my part and no one needed wool by the time I put this up here. So that's on me. It kind of is what it is. Sorry, my voice is going. But yeah, that kind of does it for the shopping district. There's a whole lot of builds over here. And I think at this point, I was starting to think... I had already started on the megalith by the time I had started building this. So, you know, there were some ideas that were starting to carry over, particularly around making these trees a little bit better. I think over here, I was playing around with kind of like a tilted tree. I don't know. It ended up the way it was doing. I think this one, yeah. It ended up what it is. I'm not too thrilled about it, but it did kind of help silhouette this base just a little bit better. Unfortunately, there's not a lot of good angles around here to really enjoy this. But if you're kind of just hanging out here in the shopping district, go visit. Go give this build a visit. It's nice and cozy. All right, let's go pop into the nether. Maybe I can talk and explain what went on in here. People have expressed some disappointment in me for valid reasons. We're going to snooze that ad real quick. We are going to save that replay so that I have it. Cool. Yeah, so the nether. The nether. Genfire is responsible for planning this out and getting most of it built. When the season started, I really wanted to have my tunnel done, so I spent a whole bunch of time bringing this tunnel all the way down to here. I did all of this to the point where, maybe a little bit to my detriment, because after doing this, I was kind of like done with working in the nether because I was trying to spawn proof and mob proof and clear out stuff all the time. And then as a community, as a group, what we did is we did the same thing down the green tunnel, and the green tunnel just goes down forever. We're going to take a quick pit stop by Moss Logic's base, by the way, just so that I can gush over this one more time. Moss Logic did a fantastic job with his nether tunnel. To the point where I felt shamed, like, even attempting one. Like, that's how much I love his nether tunnel here. The random symbols he added in here they're wonderful. They are absolutely wonderful, and I love everything about this. Make sure you go to Moss Logic's video, his latest one, and tell him you love his nether tunnel. Or just tell him Alaydriem loves your nether tunnel. I'd be fine with that, too. He did a fantastic job. It's absolutely gorgeous. I love it. I love it. And I'm shamed every time I walk by it because I don't have a tunnel. Yeah, we built this green tunnel. We all worked together to build this all the way down to here. And I'm going to be honest with you. After working on 2 nether tunnels, plus helping clear out a whole bunch of other land, I was kind of, like, tapped out on doing any nether tunnel related work. So I kind of just put it on the back burner. And I would like to point out, in fairness, I am not the only one who has done this. If we fly over here, there's someone super duper special on the server who I know you all know and love, who also has not done a nether tunnel. So I just don't judge me because Silent and DB also haven't done one. This is their nether tunnel, and my nether tunnel is at least not a 3x3 wide tunnel. Yeah, I'm gonna be honest. I ran out of motivation and energy. And I agree. Now, I don't like traveling through the nether. I don't like how my recordings look on it either. And after doing so much building in the nether, I was kind of done. As you can see here, I was toying with the idea of kind of carrying this theme through. So I was gonna like do these panels here, and then kind of just do like a smaller tunnel. But then I was like, you know, I don't want to be here anymore. This is just one of those things. I got focused on my larger build that the reality is I didn't want to be here working on this. I felt that what I was working on was more important and more valuable and prettier. And you know what? Y'all thought it was prettier too, so I don't feel so bad. But yeah, I am not a big fan of working in the Nether. I don't like it. The next season, I already know what the Nether tunnel is going to look like. It's a lot smaller, a lot more compact, a lot less daunting to go building stuff, and we're not going to be in these forests that have like all these weird particle effects. This is probably the only place I don't like the particle effects, to be totally honest. So yeah, excuse me. It is what it is, right? Hey, it is what it is. I'm not upset about it. This bothers Merely Adequate much more than it bothers me, to be abundantly clear. But I did have a plan for it, so I will show you what the plan was. So plan A was to carry this pattern down to at least right here, and then we do kind of like a smaller archway tunnel all the way down. And then at some point, I was playing around with having this be, widening this to be a circle, which would require digging more of this out. All of this, by the way, was covered. Like if you see here, like that, I flattened a whole bunch of that. That's part of the reason why I was sick of it. But I was going to make like a circular thing here, and then we were going to have like a custom mini tree here. That kind of like reached up, and then we were going to like kind of encase it and dome it in. And that was like plan B. And then, you know, it just never came to fruition. So judge me all you want, or don't judge me. It's okay to not build nether tunnels. I hate working in the nether. But unlike most people, all of my nether tunnel is safe, aside from the one gas that spawned because someone broke and stuff. Oh, also, hey, in fairness, this is like alien stuff over here too, and he didn't help participate either. So like that's his portal. That's his portal over there. Like, this is on alien, right? That goes to alien something or other. This ain't my fault that stuff ain't done, right? There could have been other stuff happened here. Let's talk about a little stuff over here. That is our main portal that goes to the megalith. We'll get there in maybe a minute. I'm not gonna finish this. It's not happening. I hate going through the nether, fly through the overworld. We do have a couple things over here though. So over here, this portal goes to our, what does this go to? This goes to our netherwood farm. So we have a whole bunch of stuff over here. And this goes to somewhere. I don't know where these go to, actually. I don't know. I don't remember where these go to. I don't think I use these. I don't know where these go to. I have them here to transport villagers. I think that one has to be the iron farm. And then I must have needed villagers somewhere else. I think maybe we're moving them over to some other place and we needed a portal. I don't know. These, I clearly don't use those. They're useless. But I do use this as like a villager breeder. So all of the bad, actually, Longhorn, I'm going to be totally honest, it could be very bad. I'm pretty sure that one goes to the villager, the iron farm, but I have all the nether portals over there for the gold farm as well, and if that linked, that would be bad. This one goes, I don't know which one's which. It could be bad. It could be bad. Ending up in the gold farm would be very, very bad. We'll go check it out from the overworld side. But yeah, underneath, we tore down a little itty bitty village, and then we built a villager breeder underneath it. Yeah, so all of our villagers are over here. We were, like, for a while using minecarts to shuffle them around. And then there was just stuff spawning. So inside of each of these things, there is a whole bunch of slime, which is acting a little bit like a mob switch. This one's done pretty okay, actually. But, like, apparently that one's not. For some reason, some of the mobs are dying. I'm not sure. I'm not sure why. We need a moss do dumb redeem. You're tempting me. Oh. I know that one goes to the villager breeder because there's tracks over there. Fine, we'll go through this one. This is just gonna end up in underground somewhere. And I'm gonna be stuck. Let's find out. No. This is the Gold farm. Now we're dead. Now we're dead. Yep. Great. Here. Yep. That's so yeah, just the gold farm. It is interesting to see if we end up in the same place though. Yep, so apparently that's they all link up to the gold farm now because all those portals are too close. I don't remember why. I think maybe they're there so that the gold farm wasn't spawning portals on the nether side constantly. But yeah, I don't really like going through the nether at all because of the loading time. So that's the way it is. So that this one must be... Let's find out what this one is. I have tracks over here, which means I intended to bring villagers through. Let's find out. This is literally just a hole in the ground. Why this goes to a hole in the ground and we brought village over here, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. It's a mystery to me. It's a mystery why there's portals here. There, we have explored the portals. Yeah, it was fine. Yeah, you're right. It was fine. Okay, let's get back here. But it's very, very unsafe over here. Actually, it's very, very safe over here. Yeah, no, there's no chaos. Believe it or not, after my one incident where I fell one too many blocks, this place is incredibly safe. There is nothing that spawns over here. Other than, like, the occasional ghast, which that's the first time I've ever spawned a ghast. So it is what it is. This portal right here, we'll start over here. This one actually goes somewhere useful. It goes to our villager trading hall. Which, we did a lot of villager trading. Hi. You're not supposed to be here. You're free. Fine, you're free. I set you free. Yeah, so all of our villager trading for the entire season, including all of our books, is over here. I prefer building my villagers underground. I know that Moss Logic likes building them, like, incorporated into bases. I think next season I'm going to try a build where I have my villagers and the iron farm all together. But this was all my villagers. And I know that's, like, kind of just like a mess of stuff in here. It wasn't intended to be really anything. This is just where I have all the villagers. But we have villagers for books. Every book underneath the sun. We have... villagers for... we think we were using them for redstone at one point before we had our redstone farm. Also XP and then also glowstone. Whole bunch of farmer villagers so that we could get golden carrots, which ended up being very, very useful because I never went hungry this season. And then also a whole bunch of... adequate ask for all of these because he needed quartz for something. And I don't think that... I think I maybe overdid it. Is the long and short of it. But we got a whole bunch of terracotta for this, and this is where actually the idea of the colored roof came from. Because I was looking down here at all of these guys, just kind of looking at their trades, made a whole bunch of trades, and then, hey, the roof came out for that quilted shop pretty okay. But yeah, this is the way I like making villager trading halls, where I just kind of like have them stacked here in cells. I know Sunflower absolutely abhors this, but they're all safe and happy, and they've all signed their union slips, so they work here. Strict 9 to 5 hours, designated rest periods, bathroom breaks. Yeah, they're unioned. They're unioned. Everything's cool here. But yeah, this is where we did all of our villager trading for the season. I tried to not make this a centerpiece of anything that I was doing, which I feel was the right decision. So this is just one of the practicalities of being on a server, is that you need, like, if you want to make content. You need the ability to very rapidly get gear. And I think next season I am going to change this so that I'm less reliant on villagers and kind of play it more like how I would if I wasn't playing on a server. I'm going to try to pretend I'm not a content creator basically next season a little bit. But for this season, I was really wanting to get geared and kitted up, and then also I wanted to sell these to like kind of have a nice shop on the server. So that's kind of where this is. It's a utility thing. It exists here for content creation purposes. But hey, that's kind of it. Yeah. Oh, wow, sunflower. Wow. This ugly, huh? Okay, well, I don't spend any time there. We do have a couple of little fun builds over here. We have our concrete thingy-majigger. This makes concrete, powdered concrete. Actually, no, it makes regular concrete. So I use this quite a bit. Very, very simple farm design. I don't even think I've made a tutorial over this. But yeah, very, very simple. Basically, you have a switch here. You place your powdered concrete there. And then it just uses pistons to push. And then you get powdered concrete in a wall. And then you have an auto shut off. This was very, very good at the start of the season. And then Slack Lizard conveniently built a powdered concrete shop. So I kind of gave up on that. We have an auto smelter here. This is just like another server necessity. There is my lava farm over here. Which, if you haven't seen this, is a fun little lava farm. Here, let me see here. The basic idea is that you'd fill your inventory up with items, and then you just AFK and then like perpetually right-click here with like an auto-clicker. And when you pick up a lava bucket, it'll fall from your hand because it's a full item and your inventory is full. And then this will eject a new bucket for you so that your inventory always has a lava bucket in it. Which is a very fun little AFK farm design. It makes a really cool effect when it's running. I really, really like it. We used that for a bit to make sure that we had furnace fuel. And then at some point, I no longer needed furnace fuel. So that was kind of it. We do also have our rocket thing here because we got very, very sick and tired of spending all of our money at Slack Lizards. My gosh, I hate the blue diamonds. Yeah, so we build rockets here on demand. Basically, we have this. This is hooked up to the bone meal farm. You know, really, really simple. Just mud there, and then it just smashes those and grows them, and then they come down here. They make paper. Here, we'll go down here. We'll take a look. They make paper that gets stashed in here. The paper then gets filtered into this because we have an auto crafter here that makes paper. So just like that. And then this takes our paper and our gunpowder that we have from our witch farm, and it spews up rockets. Very, very simple little like chain. If you need a whole bunch of rockets, this is a very, very simple thing to do. You don't need the tutorial for the redstone, right? You just build yourself a sugarcane farm that runs off bone meal. Build yourself 2 crafters that make paper, and then combine paper with gunpowder. Sorry, losing words here. And bada bing, bada boom. You have yourself everything you need. As you can see, I still have quite a bit of gunpowder, though it looks like the amount that I made from the witch farm for AFKing for several days really paid off, because that lasted me pretty much the entire season. And I spam rockets. Y'all know I spam rockets everywhere, so yeah, we're doing good. Down here is a skelly farm. We use this to get bows at the start of the season. I'm probably going to rely on someone else's skelly farm to do that next time. It wasn't my favorite thing. It is what it is. We made a whole bunch of farms this season, though, before we get into, like, the megalith, because we've been showing that. We have our bone meal farm here. We may or may not have blackmailed Silent into giving us a compliment with this. Is it blackmail if he needed the materials? I don't think so. But yeah, a lot of people have been asking about this on YouTube, which is really weird. One of the shorts popped off, so a lot of people are like, is this working in 1.21? It's like, yes, read the pinned comment, please, and thank you. But yeah, this is my old reliable. This thing has never let me down when I need it. I'm going to keep building this. I think next season I'm going to go double down on it. So we're going to build a 4-wide one. So instead of making just 2 of these, it does every now. It looks like someone, yeah, we made like 2 pieces of cobblestone, and that one's totally broke for some reason. I must have flown away here at some point. That's the only thing that breaks about this is if you walk away from it while it's running, it'll generate cobble. So my general advice is don't do that. But yeah, this is my old reliable. If I'm AFKing here, it'll produce bone meal all day, every day. I'm probably gonna, on next season, make 4 of these because it didn't lag the server out. And then we're also gonna build it over the fish farm in like a mangrove swamp. So we're gonna have like so much bone meal, I don't even know what to do with it. But that's kind of what the plan is. Other couple of farms over here. We had like a wheat farm. I don't know why we had a wheat farm. It was dumb. I was never in AFK distance. But we have a whole bunch of farms over here that are very, very poorly and unaligned. Not intentionally, but, you know, hey, because it is what it is. The wool farm plenty of pieces of wool. We still have quite a bit over here. We never sold any because I was going to build with it. And then I decided not to because I'm dumb. The iron farm, which is above this. Very, very simple iron farm design that I made forever ago. I think next season, what I'm going to try to do is instead of having villagers in here, have villagers be built into the iron farm itself so I can actually trade with them and have them accessible if I do villagers. And yeah, I AFK'd here for a very, very long time. To the point where I think we have, yeah, we have 1, 2, 2.5 iron blocks worth of iron over here. I think it's at our highest point we had 5. Because I have a whole, like I have 2 shulker boxes of it. So very, very reliable farm. Whole bunch of pumpkins. Like, this is all pumpkins, my friends. Why did we need this many pumpkins when I never traded with villagers for pumpkins? I don't know. But hey, we have them. And then, of course, the gold farm, which was very, very popular. This is a 14 portal gold farm. Unfortunately, on the server, I can only run 12 portals at the time because it lags everyone off the server. So out of kindness to others, I only run 12 of them at a time. I have a plan for a new gold farm tutorial that kind of riffs on this a little bit and is more symmetrical and more pretty. I'm working on that episode now. Yeah, I'm working on an episode that does that. So this will be, I guess, look forward to that. But very, very simple design. Like, you have a portal here. And then you have this lava ticker here, which is made possible only by fire tick. What are you doing over here, my dude? My dude, you don't belong over here. No, they're breaking things. You can't, no. No villagers over here. Sorry. He was not union. Yeah, very, very simple. So basically you have lava and then trapdoors. And the trapdoors will tick if you put a observer underneath this, which will cause them to think they're on fire, but they're not. And these portals will light on and off. So yes, it does require having fire tick on. You do need fire tick on for this to work. There is a way that you can do this without fire tick. The long and short of it is that you need to, instead of using lava, just have a whole bunch of flint and steel. Flint and steel with unbreaking on it. It works exactly the same, but you just have to restock it constantly. But I have a tutorial for like a 1 portal version of this that you can check out. It's very, very simple. Very, very simple. So, I mean, you tick this, and then you tick this, which is just a bucket with powdered snow. It picks it up. It does this really cool effect where it breaks the portal. There is a way that you can grab that and take it, but I don't want to because it breaks other things, and we don't want to break things. But yeah, very, very efficient design. We got a lot of gold out of this. So if we come down here, I try to make this fully AFK as possible. So one of these levers right here, they tick the portals on and off. And then another one over here triggers the trident killers that we have. And these trident killers for 14 portals will keep up with this. Pardon me. They do keep up with this. Though I think I do want to redesign this so that we have 4 separate kill chambers for the tridents. So yeah, when I have the tutorial for a modified version of this, it's going to be a lot more efficient at killing mobs. So that's what we're going to do here. But this one worked very, very well. If I ever needed, like, to fix... And I talked about this on stream all the time. If I ever needed to, like, repair my tools or anything, I would literally turn this on, walk in here, and then, like, a minute later walk out because everything would be fully, fully repaired. But yeah, very, very efficient design. All the gold from all the items will get sucked up into these hoppers. There's hopper chains underneath. These are just mud blocks. And then all of the babies, piglins, they will come down, fall through this lava, and then they'll die down there on that wither rose. So you never have mobs backing up. And this one, it does a very good job of keeping on top of stuff. There is a little bit of item loss, but it's so imperceptible. I think I worked out all the kinks that I never had these hoppers actually fill up. And then over here, there's just a crazy amount of hopper clocks. These are basically just gathering all the items from the mobs that die, and they're just pushing them up into bubble elevators so that they can flow down the water streams. I had a tough time with these water streams, by the way. On the server here, they're very, very difficult. So I think in the future, I'll resort back to hoppers. Yeah, I was not a fan of using bubble streams because every now and then I'd get items that would get like caught in a corner for some weird reason. I don't know. It is what it is. I'm saying that a lot this stream, but when all said and done, we ended up with a pretty good haul. And I've moved almost all of this to the gold shop. But, I mean, we still have extra gold over here. We still have extra gold over here. This will do all of the item chunking for us, too. So it'll take the nuggets. It'll transform the nuggets into ingots. It'll transform the ingots into blocks. Lots and lots and lots of stuff in order to make this work. But overall, you know, very simple. You just have this little design right here. So, crafter with a signal coming out of it. You tell it what you want it to make. There's only ever going to be gold ingots going into this. You just have one of these comparators coming out of these baskets. What are these called? I can't remember what the name of these are. Whatever these called. They're baskets. They're baskets. Hold on. And that's going to drive me nuts. Why can't I remember what the name of this is called? Composters. Composters. And then you just have that feed back into this. And bada bing, bada boom, you have yourself an item filter that can craft anything. Same thing here with the nuggets. There's just item filters that control what can and cannot go into this. And at this point, you have yourself a fully automated gold farm. There is a lot of ticking here. So when I do the farm for this, the AFK spot is going to be more centralized, and then all of this is going to be wired up to a button. So when it comes time for you to AFK, like if you go off the button, the farm will just automatically shut down rather than you needing to place some levers or stuff like that. So yeah, very, very fun, very, very efficient. This farm served us well this entire season. Very, very happy with it. Let's head over here. Talk about the last bit of farms that we have here. And then we'll head over to the megalith. So over here is all of our farms that we have. I made the 4 version of our netherwood farm, which it definitely got a lot of use. I'm very, very happy that this continues to be a very, very effective way of doing things. I have some updated ways that I can do this now, having made... I collaborated with Old Rusty on making a tutorial out of his shroomlight farm, which you build up at build height, which is a very interesting way of doing things to exploit the way that these trees grow. But I designed a new way of this clock system to work. So the way that this works is you can either stand in that and it'll AFK for all of them, or you can manually place bone meal. But basically, this will grow a mushroom on here, and then it'll push stuff out. And it's like 99% reliable, but 1% of the time it'll bone meal this too fast. So I have an updated design for this. I haven't made the video yet because making videos is currently very, very difficult for me. I'm struggling a lot with videos right now. But yeah, very, very effective design. I use this to generate a ton of chests. There's a ton of stuff over here that I made from this farm. And of course, a little happy little go-lucky farm here to make all the mushrooms, which we use for just about everything. I'm trying to see if there's anything actually useful over here. Yeah, there's a whole bunch of glowstone dust from the witch farm. We aren't going to go visit the witch farm because it's a long, long ways away. But hey, pretty happy with it overall. Okay, last thing. Oh, we also have, I don't remember what this is. This makes ice. No, this makes basalt because we need a basalt. All right. Oh, yeah, and I forgot about this. We also tried our hand at making our own little wood farm. I've made several of these in the past, and I tried to design my own, and this is what I came up with. I did not make a tutorial of this because, A, I hate it, B, it doesn't work all the time, C, it doesn't work for every tree type, and I already have an Omni tree farm tutorial. But I use this, Adequate use this, someone left it on. It is what it is. I keep saying that a lot. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Just reviewing Season 6 here. But yeah, this is a very reliable farm unless, the chunks get unloaded. In which case, these pistons... For some reason, the pistons on the server, when the chunks load, they immediately fire. And I don't know if that's an issue with this build or if it's an issue, but it's why I didn't make a tutorial out of this. But Adequate and I use this to generate a ton of wood for all of our builds. There's instructions here if you want to read it when the time comes. You see here, don't use this. This is my first time making a tree farm that's compacted like this. So I'm pretty happy with it. I'm pretty happy with it. We made, like I said, a whole bunch of wood, and then we tried to use Old Rusty's explodificator that he has on the Shroomlight farm, and it wasn't as lossless as the other ones were. So you know, it didn't work, so we just converted it back to being this type of farm right here. Hold on just a second. Mod view is not working for me. It's magic when the stream manager doesn't work. Drops are enabled, by the way. So if you need drops, they are enabled and available for you. Yep, so that's over here. That's kind of all the farms here. Time for us to head over to, I guess, last but not least, which is, I guess, kind of the centerpiece of everything that we've done this season. So let's fly on over there. Fly on over here. So over here, we have the megalith. We have the megalith. So this is like the centerpiece, the thing that I was working on the most for a large portion of the season, and I'm very, very happy with how it turned out. Very, very happy with how it turned out. We worked on this area. We have 6 custom trees over here, 7 if you include the super duper large tree, 8 if you include the massive tree over there. I'm very, very happy with this. This is one of the biggest things I've ever built, and I love the way that it just kind of loads into the render distance. It looks great on Java. It looks pretty good on Bedrock. It looks really good on Java. Let's talk about this a little bit, though. I had some additional plans for over here that unfortunately did not come to fruition, mainly due to time. But I think I'm okay with how we ended things over here. I'm okay with this. The original plan for this is that I was going to extend this tree line out over here to go probably all the way over there, and then extend the tree line over here to kind of like have a, if you've ever been to like Disney Epcot where they have like the fake trees in the front, just like kind of leaving like a facade of things. So I would have like a tree over here, and then there were some plans to like build a house here and like a ruined village over here. I didn't have time to do it. I didn't have time. It's just the long and short of it. So unfortunately, I didn't get the village done in, but we did get this area over here, and we did get that over there, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. I'd say the only change I'd like to make, and this is like afterwards, like in reflection of how the server went, I wish that I would have kept the sight line to that huge tree in the background a lot more visible. Just kind of in reflection here. Here, and if we go around here to the back. Whee! Ads coming in 1 minute. Bye, oh bye, Mr. Ads. Over here on the back, you can see here, we have this massive tree over here. We tinkered around with a couple ideas for what we wanted this to look like, and we settled on this, and I'm very, very happy with how this turned out. This is just like a huge fun thing to be in. Unfortunately, I think it's a little bit wasted, just based upon how the rest of the forest came together. It's exactly what I want. Just in retrospect, the two things didn't tie well together. It ties well together with the megalith, but the forest in front of it, I wish like we had maybe dropped the terrain maybe about like 50 or blocks so that this would be here a little bit more. But hey, I'm happy with how this turned out here. I'm very, very happy. And actually, I like it over here at night because my base is super duper safe. So if you do come over here, the first thing you'll do if you come out of this portal is you'll come out over here. You can see the moon. Hopefully it's not blue in the world download. I don't know. We'll see. And then you come around here, and this is the first view that you get. And at night, it is super duper cozy over here. We have this lovely bridge that we worked on stream. Very, very happy with this. I'm actually going to bring the camera account over. Camwa. Come to me. Thank you. Yeah, so we have 4 custom trees, including this big one over here. We were trying to go for like this tall pine. Um, I wouldn't say spruce, but like a tall pine tree with like kind of a gray spruce color underneath it. I was really kind of leaning into the gray spruce this season. And then we just have kind of a just kind of a lovely little path that goes up here. This is one of my favorite areas on the server. It's very, very calm and tranquil. I wish that I could have built this out to be like more than just like a 60-second experience. I think if I had like enough time, maybe like amulet, I'd copy a whole bunch of these trees over and just really kind of make this area a much, much larger path than it is. But this is like a 30-second little like magical scene that you can kind of be in. And I really, really love it. I really love it. This is my first time, like, I went all out on the various different types of trees we have over here, and I don't know, everything over here it's very, very fulfilling. Very, very fulfilling to me. Excited to see what the fix is for the moon. Oh, you're going to be in for a surprise. The moon's going to get fixed. Don't worry. Don't worry. Yeah, this is, I love this area. Like I said, the only thing I wish I could do is just make it bigger. Like make it, this is like bite-sized, right? I wish that it could just be like a full meal worth of area. But this is about as much. This is about as much as I can build in a season. We spent a very long time on the trees. The trees took about 40 hours. The megalith took about 100 hours because I'm slow with building. That's the long and short of it. It's a whole lot easier to build in creative, doing all sorts of funky lines, than it is to do this itself. But I'm very, very happy with how this turned up, all things considered. We'll talk about the megalith a little bit. I really, really like this. We took this blue pattern where we have these diamonds. I'll try to get over, see if I can like hover for a second. We took the diamonds. We took some of the, I don't know, like that's terracotta. And then there's also a whole bunch of this, can I find a spot? Yes. There's a whole bunch of iron, deep slate iron mixed in here. And then a whole bunch of this, these are coral, dried out coral. And I think that all together, this really kind of tied this whole megalith together. Only one mistake in the whole build, and that's the topsoil over here is on backwards. But no one noticed except for me, and it only bothers you if you look at it. So, sorry for pointing that out. But yeah, the megalith, very, very happy with how that turned out. It's just a nice little fun thing to have there. It just makes you wonder, why is it there? There was a whole story I was going to do about this, and I know that I'm kind of like coming up on the end of the stream time, but now I ruined it for you. Sorry. Yeah, I'll try to explain kind of what the story was behind this, and then I'll tell you why I abandoned that storyline, which kind of threw off my entire season just a little bit. So the original idea behind this, and if you watched episode 1 of Truly Bedrock here, is Adequate and I had came through a series of portals, and we wound up on Truly Bedrock. Adequate was looking for Bebop, and I was following a signal to one of my previous companions called Cassie, which is who my Discord bot is named after. So the idea is that Cassie had arrived on this planet after my first series, my solo series, and she had been passed along from village to village to village to village, and people were using her knowledge and power in order to make themselves stronger, and it was creating conflict and war. And I made a whole bunch of like fake artwork to support this, and I decided to nix it. Eventually what they did is they built this megalith. And the idea is that Cassie, which I can now represent by a heavy core, would be inside of it. And at the end of the season, the goal was that I would reclaim Cassie and that we would become good old best buddies again. But there's a couple things that happened since the start of the season to now, which made me I don't know, a little bit hesitant to pursue the storyline. So first off, when this started, like AI and LLMs, and I say AI very, very loosely, like we're talking like Chat GPT and all this stuff. It was very, very new, and no one was sure kind of where it would go off. And then when season 6 started, it kind of really took off in a way that I was not expecting from an interaction perspective. And so one of the things that I was very worried about when narrating this story and thinking about how I wanted to tell it is what the perception would be. Because then everyone was suddenly doing, I have this AI companion, and this AI companion can do stuff. And I had a lot of good ideas, but I didn't want the mood just suddenly shifted from something that was novel and fun and interesting and unique to something that was quite literally commonplace um, for the entire world. And that really kind of, between like a whole bunch of AI generated content and generated videos and generated thumbnails and generated everything, it started to feel like that storyline would become disingenuous in a way that I did not want to portray, at least on my first season here on Truly Bedrock. So I never ended up telling this story because of the effects that AI had. And I say AI. No, ChatGPT isn't AI. None of this stuff is AI. It's just a large language model. It's glorified autocomplete. But so if you're wondering like what the story was, that's the general story behind here, and that's also why I did not tell that story. There was an idea that I was going to do like some parkour to get into this, and this would tie in with some of the other puzzles that I had thrown in through the server. But the reality is I kind of was looking at like what was going on at the world at the time. I wanted this to not come off as disingenuous, and so I kind of just nixed the story in the bud, and it never really came to fruition. I had like some ideas of using like an animator, like an actual 3D animator to like create some custom scenes. I had some generated artwork that I was kind of basing stuff on to help tell the story, and I never got good at animating, unfortunately. So kind of telling the story the way I wanted to also became a lot more prohibitively expensive than I was wanting to do as well. Believe it or not, I'm not actually made of money. I'm not made of money. I know that I look bougie with my cardigan and all, and I wear the bougie gold clothes, but I don't have unlimited money to pay for like an artist to render stuff for me. Especially like a full like 20 minutes worth of animated content. Like that's a lot. When I was pricing it out, it was a lot more than I was willing to spend. So for those of you who are wondering, that's the story behind here. Cassie and I will become reunited again. I don't know how, and I don't know what that reunion's gonna look like. From the very first episode when I introduced Cassie in my solo world, we had this like friendly back and forth banter thing that we were doing. It's a great, fun character, but it's just one of those characters that, given everything going on in the world and the times, just it no longer came off the way that I wanted it to come off. Bougie or tacky? I don't know. My crown is pretty bougie, wouldn't you say? The gold, I mean, everyone else compliments the horns on the helmet, right? You know, hey, I'm not worried about it. You're right. It's a little bit tacky. The whole thing's a little bit tacky. But, beautiful pixels, that brings us here to the end. This is everything that I have here on the server. I hope you enjoyed this lovely little server tour. Before we head out, there's one last thing that we need to do. There is one last thing that we need to do, and that is we need to gather. We need to put our stuff away, is basically what it is. So what I'm going to do here, the shulker boxes, we're going to take everything out of our shulker box so that they're not kind of locked up in here. For anyone who wants access to anything that I had in my inventory, I'm going to keep them down here underneath this mountain. This is like a general dumping ground, right? But I've been using a bunch of stuff over here, basically, to keep things organized. I have a whole bunch of things. The green one's going to be my toolbox. I'm going to put that up in there. I guess we don't need saddles, huh? We'll get rid of that saddle real quick. So I'm going to empty all my stuff out so that y'all are able just to grab what you want. My gift to you is all of the goodies that I have. Let's get these all placed out here. I want to make sure that when the world download comes out that y'all are just able to access everything very, very easily. I don't want to forget to, like, have something in my inventory, right? We'll place all of those over here. The gray shulker box, it has a whole bunch of heavy cores in it. And then along with, I believe it has, maybe it's not the gray one. Maybe it's the blue one. One of these have something in it. I don't know where it is. The gray one should have, like, all the custom books to, like, enter everyone's base. There's also an IOU from Silent. So if you want, you know, you can go around saying that Silent owes you something. I never took advantage of that. I don't know why. It just never materialized the way that I want. Let's grab... We're going to go ahead and put the bundle up. And then we can probably also put these arrows away, too. I have a feeling we're not going to need the arrows. Bada bing, bada boom. And then we'll also put the rockets up as well. Uh-oh. That's probably not the best timing for that. Silent Whisperer, welcome, welcome, welcome. Oh, boy. Hello there, beautiful pixels over from Silent Stream. Hope you're having a lovely night tonight. Over there on YouTube, welcome as well. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Also, Stone Ostrich, thank you so much. Subscribing for 12 months. Wow, thank you. That's a lot of subs. That's a lot of subs, Stone Ostrich. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's very kind of you. Silent, did you finish? Did you finish, Silent? I need to know. I need to know if you finished your base. That's what you said you were doing this stream. Chat, is it done? Did he complete it? No. First comment, no. Second comment, yes. Yeah. I have an IOU from Silent. So when the world download comes along, you know, you can just kind of pop over here. There's an IOU from Silent right there that you can take advantage of. It's got a little bit of everything. It's got a little bit of everything. Oh, I guess we should put this diamond up too. Where did all the books I have go? I had the special books to get into places. Oh, they're in my bundle. If you need to get access to, like, the special shops, and, like, Zoe's place, they're all going to be here in this bundle. I need to probably put that up somewhere. Let's see if we have... Here's what we're going to do. We're going to just make a second armor stand is what's going to happen. Let's see here. Use a skull for that. Oh, Silent owes us a lot. He didn't get all of the things, but he finished everything he started. Hey, he finished everything he started. That's what matters. That's what I've done too. I have finished everything I've started. And I feel good about where we ended up. Is a Minecraft world ever really done? You're right. If I had infinite time, a Minecraft world would never end. But sometimes you just have to start new things. And that's just the way the cookie crumbles sometimes. Let's see. So we'll get there. Can you hold my bundle for me? Yes, lovely. Can you hold the mace? Also lovely. Also super duper lovely. So there we go. There is all the gear right there. Let's see if we can find ourselves a little something something. Except your nether tunnel. I wouldn't finish it anyway. I wouldn't finish the nether tunnel anyway, so it's not like anything's lost there, right? Okay, we'll put the carrots up. Yep, so for the world download, when the time comes, all of my stuff is in this series of chests here. Here, I'll even bring some of the armor out for y'all. One of these has spare elytras in it. I don't think I have a helmet. And I guess I don't need the totem, do I? If I die, like, right now, that would be horrible, wouldn't it? Where can I put the totem? Here, we'll get this. What did my block count end up at? That's a great question. Here, we'll take a look. Let me just finish putting the stuff up over here. Finish decking out everything over here. Let's see. Boom, boom, boom. Pants, boots, elytra. All right, let's take a look at the counts. My death count ended up at 65. After I got my netherite gear, I never really died again, which I'm pretty happy about. Hours played, I really kind of slacked a bit. 715 hours played, that's a lot. But I will say a lot of that was AFKing. I don't know how Merely Adequate got 1,000 hours on here. My camera count also was doing a lot of AFKing. I'd say most of my time on the server was AFK, aside from building. But other than that, you know, we spent a good long time on there. Season 6 blocks mined. We really fell behind. 461,349 blocks total. Smurf and Slack Lizard were doing their own little fight. Merely Adequate, I don't know what he did, but he's there. Moss Logic, still in the running. Zloy, Genfire, Geel, all ahead of us. Though Geel not by much. We really didn't do a lot of mining this season. I'd say like we definitely did a lot more building than mining. Yeah, and then we're just kind of looping back around here to all the counts here. Ah, beautiful pixels. It's been a wonderful season with all of you. So glad to have been invited to Truly Bedrock. I really appreciate that I was able to join y'all for this season. I am looking forward to season 7 that comes out close to when the new update comes out. We'll have some season 7 surprises. We're gonna have a whole lot of more builds next season. I already have some ideas. It's gonna be a lot of fun. It's gonna be a lot of fun. But I know that you guys just rated in, but we were just ending actually. So I'll just quickly say, beautiful pixels, thank you so much. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here on Twitch. Thank you so much for being such an awesome community. I'm really blessed and really happy to have been a part of the community for this season, and I am looking forward to so much in Season 7 as well. So, for the last time on Truly Bedrock Season 6, I'm going to say to all of you beautiful pixels, thank you so much for watching, and I look forward to seeing you in the next stream. So if you're on YouTube, bye.